breaking the cycle of self-blame in depression, understanding the mind's distortions and rewiring for recovery. Depression doesn't just drain your energy or dampen your mood, it can turn your own mind against you. One of its most destructive effects is excessive self-blame, the relentless belief that you are the cause of your own suffering. This isn't simply a bad habit or low self-esteem, it's a psychological distortion that changes how your brain processes information and interprets reality. Why depression makes you blame yourself. Self-blame in depression is rarely grounded in fact. The mind, being a meaning-making machine, constantly tries to connect dots, even when those dots have no logical relationship. If someone doesn't text you back, the neutral fact, no reply, quickly becomes a personal narrative. I must have done something wrong. In depression, this process works against you. Feeling sad objective becomes linked with I must have caused it, subjective, invented. The brain fills in reasons. I'm lazy. I'm defective. I have no willpower. The story feels real, even though it's based on a false connection. Once established, this belief triggers a downward spiral. You feel depressed. You blame yourself for feeling depressed. The guilt and shame deepen the depression. You punish yourself emotionally, reinforcing the original belief. This pattern can even make you uncomfortable with feeling better, because a part of you believes you don't deserve relief. Where this pattern comes from. While depression's neurological effects play a major role, early life experiences and cultural influences often lay the groundwork. Family dynamics. If caregivers punished or dismissed your emotions, stop crying, you're fine, you may have learned to see feelings as wrong and deserving of punishment. Cultural messaging. Societies that idolize willpower and positivity can twist sadness into a personal failure. Just be grateful for what you have. Social pressure. Emotional vulnerability is often mislabeled as weakness, leading to internalized shame. Comparisons. Seeing others appear to cope better can convince you that your struggle is a personal defect. Self-protection. Blaming yourself can feel safer than blaming others, especially authority figures, and it can give an illusion of control. If it's my fault, maybe I can fix it. The brain science behind self-blame. Brain imaging reveals that people with depression often have reduced physical connectivity between brain regions that regulate self-blame and self-perception. 1. This gap causes overgeneralization. One small mistake triggers feelings of total failure. 2. Interestingly, guilt centers in the brain don't overactivate when others make mistakes, only when the depressed person believes they have done something wrong. 3. Depression also biases memory. You're more likely to recall negative events than positive ones, reinforcing the cycle of guilt. Why simply snapping out of it doesn't work. Telling a depressed person, it's not your fault, often backfires. The self-blame serves temporary psychological functions, giving a sense of control, protecting against disappointment or avoiding conflict, until These functions are replaced with healthier coping strategies. The mind will resist letting them go. How to break free from the self-blame trap. 1. Broaden your perspective. Depression narrows your mental focus, making you miss external factors like trauma, illness, lack of resources, grief, or stress. Consciously list all possible contributors to your depression and notice how many are beyond your control. This disrupts the illusion that you alone are responsible. 2. Reframe through compassionate questioning. Ask yourself, if a friend were in my situation, would I blame them entirely? If a stranger observed this event, would they assign 100% fault to me? What were my intentions? Do I always behave this way? These questions create emotional distance and invite self-compassion instead of judgment. How to break free from the self-blame trap. Continued. 1. Practice cognitive diffusion. Instead of believing every thought, label it as a mental event. I'm having the thought that I'm weak for being depressed. I notice I'm thinking I caused this. By observing thoughts without merging with them, you weaken their power. 2. Evaluate thoughts for helpfulness, not truth. The depressed mind distorts truth, so a better filter is, does this thought help me heal? Does it motivate healthy action? If not, let it pass without engagement. 3. Replace blame with action. Blame fuels paralysis. Action, even small, builds momentum. If school is the stressor, find a tutor, study in short bursts. If relationships are strained, learn communication skills. If the cause is unclear, take any positive action, clean a small space, walk, call a friend. 4. Seek external support. Therapy, support groups, and community can reveal blind spots you can't see alone. A trained therapist helps dismantle distorted thinking and builds emotional resilience. The key principle. You cannot fight depression with the same weapon it uses against you. Darkness cannot cast out darkness. Only light can. Self-blame cannot heal self-blame. Only compassion, perspective, and intentional action can. By learning to pause, challenge distorted thinking, and replace blame with constructive steps, you can rewire your brain's pathways and slowly escape the cycle.